I'm a hard-working creative director, but the pressures of business make it difficult to stay focused, creative, and fresh. An escape from the daily grind can open the door to inspiration and relaxation. I'm off the beaten path, pushing the boundaries of travel to inspire you to make your own travel plans. I'm the Extreme Tourist. Let's vacation.
Hi, I'm Ernie Harker, host of Extreme Tourist. I'm back at work today, but not too long ago, I was in Cancun, Mexico for some south-of-the-border adventure. Take a look.
Cancun is located on the northeastern tip of the Yucatan Peninsula. Temperatures ranging from the high 80s to the low 70s, and the excellent currency exchange make Mexico a favorite destination year-round. The Mayan Riviera is home to wide, soft beaches, deep, mysterious jungles, ancient civilizations, fun activities, and gorgeous all-inclusive and gourmet-inclusive resorts. If you're seeking a week of relaxation or jungle exploration, you've come to the right place. I'm on a mission to show you what you can do on your vacation to the Mayan Riviera.
I spend a lot of time away from my family, so my producers thought it might be fun to fly my wife Wendy down for a few days.
The Mayan Riviera is a popular tourist destination because of its depth and variety of interesting cultures, natural beauty, and fantastic weather. It's also home to the Excellence Riviera, a gourmet-inclusive resort for adults only. The dense jungle hides hundreds of ancient Mayan ruins. It took us about 2 hours to drive through the jungle to the ruins of Coba. Only a small percent has been excavated. Unpaved roads stretching for hundreds of meters connect excavated sites. First stop, the Great Pyramid.
And this structure is the tallest one here in the north of the Yucatan Peninsula. Is higher than Chichen Itza, is older than Chichen Itza.
If climbing 120 steps doesn't take your breath away, the view from the top will.
The Mesoamerican ball game is an ancient sport where players use their hips to put a ball through a stone ring. The game was held during important events with ritual associations, often featuring human sacrifices. Some people believe that the winners of the game were the ones honored to be sacrificed.
Playing this game looks a lot harder when you just use your hips, your elbows, and your knees than playing basketball. Seats here were reserved for the very elite. If you weren't among the ruling class or the high class, you'd watch the game from down there, if you were allowed to watch it at all. Only about 5% of Coba has been revealed to the public by archaeologists. The rest of the 95% are hidden in mounds just like this.
I could have spent a couple more hours in Coba, but I was anxious to show you Chichen Itza. So it was time to hop on the bus. Chichen Itza is believed to have been the center of political, religious, and military power in the Yucatan, and perhaps in all of eastern Mesoamerica between 800 and 1200 AD. A short walk away from the main temple grounds, I found the sacred cenote, where precious items, gold, ornaments, and people were offered as sacrifices to the gods.
This place is believed to be the opening or doorway to the underworld, and they would take human sacrifices and offer them to the underworld.
Friendly tour guides describe their advanced civilization and religious customs centered on Kukulkan, the plumed serpent. Carvings depicting Kukulkan can be found everywhere. I explored the magnificent ruins of Coba and Chichen Itza. Now it's time for a tour in the Mayan jungle.
So far, the Mayan Riviera has lived up to its billing. The beach, the resort, Coba, and Chichen Itza have kept me on the move. Now it's time to head into the Mayan jungle for some exploring.
This unforgettable experience began with a casual kayak stroll across a cool freshwater lagoon. Aranza Sul explained that their tour service employs native Mayans in an effort to provide indigenous people a source of income.
Well, we've taken a kayak trip and a short walk through the jungle to the cenote. You ask what a cenote is?
A cenote is a deep, water-filled sinkhole created when the roof of an underground cavern collapses. The Mexican government is taking great strides in preserving the native Mayan culture and its people, so it's always best to treat the area with the respect and courtesy it deserves.
Woo. The reason we have to shower is that we've got to keep the waters in the cenote as clean as possible. The Mayans, the locals, use this as part of their daily life.
This is unbelievable. You would never know just by walking around the jungle that it's got these cavernas underneath it.
Filled by rain filtered through limestone and underground rivers, the locals built a wooden stairway and a deck for visitor convenience.
And as I told you, there are no rivers on the land surface because the limestone is too porous. All this is limestone and fossilized coral. So just the strongest tree roots can go through the limestone, seeking for the water, seeking for the minerals, and that's why in some moment the roof collapses.
Aranza Sul is an experienced guide with alternative tours. He works hard to educate and preserve the Mayan culture and its environment.
It's not cold at all. It's the same temperature as the shower.
He speaks Spanish, English, and Mayan.
This is awesome.
Cenotes are the region's main source of fresh water and are believed to be the passageway to the religious underworld.
Next time you're in Mexico, don't just hang out at the pool. Swim in a cenote.
This genuine Mayan shaman is performing a ceremony that welcomes us to the village and also a prayer to protect us in our travels.
He gave you the welcome here to the Maya area, and he prayed for you to have a safety expedition with us in all the activities. Also, he prayed for you to have a safety way back to your country. Okay? And also he prayed for me to take you back alive, which is good.
Good.
And when he passed the smoke in front of you, that's how God can recognize you by the smell around your body.
The cenote I swam in is part of a cleansing process for my soul. I needed to bathe prior to receiving a blessing from the shaman so the gods could recognize my smell. After my swim in the cenote and a blessing from the shaman, it was time to head to a small village nearby to do a little bit of jungle canyoneering. Our director is always looking for the best shot and loves putting our photographers in tough situations. Thanks, Austin, for dangling over the canyon and losing feeling in your legs to get this shot. I've always been afraid of heights, but to live without challenging your fears is life not lived. Ask your travel agent to set you up with some off-the-beaten-path experiences like this. Too many people just hang around their hotel and ignore the local natural resources like this one.
That's fun, man.
Gliding over the treetops was exhilarating. Not understanding Spanish only added to the adventure.
I didn't understand.
Not you, but
I don't understand.
Zipping and rappelling worked up a hearty appetite.
The smell of food being cooked in his open-air kitchen was intoxicating. Chicken, pork, potatoes, rice, beans, and tasty salsa.
And you know that we like spicy food, right? Have you played it Xbox?
A little.
It's the same. Beginners, intermediate, advanced. Okay?
This is traditional Mayan fare, right here in the middle of the jungle.
That's a monkey, that's the spider monkey.
A real monkey?
Oh yeah, right there.
Where?
On the way back to our hotel, we passed the homes of the locals. I wanted to see how they lived, so I had our driver pull over.
My experience with Mexico on this trip has been an eye-opening experience because of the closest that I've had with the Mayan culture. I've never been to the ruins before this trip. Seeing the ruins at Coba and walking where the native Mayans walked, it really sucked me back into time for just a few minutes, because we were like walking right in the jungle, right by these ruins. It helped me completely escape from my day-to-day.
I experienced all kinds of emotions in this humble house. On one hand, I felt sorry for the comforts of life they lacked, and guilty that I was staying in such luxury. But on the other hand, I envied for just a moment their slow pace of life and time spent together as a family.
I'm the poor person because I don't get to live the simple life that they do, where they get to focus, all their time and all their energies on the things that are most important with their family. And but that experience made me want to spend more quality time with my own kids and try to simplify my life just a little bit.
Visiting a place like this makes you appreciate home all that much more. Everywhere I travel, I see people who stand on the sidelines because they're not in good enough physical condition to participate. Take care of yourself and exercise regularly so you don't stand around watching life pass you by.
Just like glue, keeps his face up thumping.
Today, I'm headed to Xcaret, the most amazing eco park I've ever experienced. It's a water park, cultural show, and zoo all rolled up into one. And if everything goes to plan, I'll meet up with Wendy too. We're here at the amazing Xcaret in the beautiful Mayan Riviera for a fun day of activities. Native to Central and South America, scarlet macaws have declined in population due to deforestation, hunting, poaching, and pesticides sprayed on banana exports. Xcaret is like stepping into a tropical paradise, just walking in through the gates and we're surrounded by these beautiful birds. Despite these challenges, the macaws are still fairly common and can live up to 75 years. There are so many things to do in Xcaret that it was tough to figure out where to start. So I ended up just walking around for a while, checking out the architecture, and just chatting with other guests.
Language, yeah. They pronounce their words differently.
Xcaret and Ixtel and...
Okay, enough talk. Time to escape. I thought it might be a good idea to explore Xcaret by a river that runs through it. During peak season, this river is filled with people. It was kind of creepy to be all alone. It got creepier as I floated down the river. When I heard the drums, I can't tell you what I was thinking. What the heck?
Talk about an escape. I don't even know what time zone I'm in.
We were minding our own business floating down the river when we were transported into time, because we pulled up and we saw this canoe with 3 native Mayans in there, all dressed up in ceremonial garb, and then horns started blowing and people started screaming. And I tell you what, I was sucked into it. It was powerful. Working on Extreme Tourists requires me to spend a lot of time away from my family. So my producers thought it might be fun to fly my wife Wendy down for a few days. While I was floating down the river, Wendy was taken on a tour of the park.
I feel you near.
Wendy took her time looking around as I completed my swim. I just got out of the river when one of the producers informed me that Wendy was waiting for me. Yeah, I was excited to see her. I visited some amazing places around the world and experienced some unforgettable things. But at home, we always talk about the places we've been together. Cancun is one place I wanted to share with Wendy. After spending most of the morning in the cold river, I wanted to see the native animal exhibits, like these pygmy deer.
And I fall for you. Every time I see you smile, just
I'm surrounded by wildlife I've never seen before. Friday nights are traditionally date nights for Wendy and I, so I thought it might be fun to take Wendy out to dinner and see a show while still in the park. The Xcaret, Mexico Espectacular. Dinner was served to us as we sat at front row seats in an enormous roofed stadium. I was completely overwhelmed by the number of performers in elaborate costumes and props who presented us with a variety of dances from all over Mexico. They even showed us how their ancient ball games were played. I don't think I blinked my eyes in 2 hours. I didn't want to miss a thing. If your destination is Cancun, Xcaret is a must. Up next, Wendy and I head to the island of Cozumel. The Xcaret Mexico Espectacular was spectacular. So the next morning, Wendy and I wanted to visit the island of Cozumel for some shopping and scuba diving. Vacationing is all about making memories, and I want to invite my wife, my best friend, down to Cozumel for a day of fun in the sun. It took a little over an hour to drive from our hotel to the port at Playa del Mar. We got to the ferry just a couple minutes too late, saw it sailing off without us. But don't panic, you're on vacation. Find something else to do. Go shopping, have a snack, or just take in the scenery. I've seen a lot of people get upset while traveling because things don't go according to plan. Practice going with the flow while you're on vacation. It's easy to enjoy yourself if you're open to unexpected opportunities. We wanted to make sure we made the second ferry, so we boarded early and headed for Cozumel.
It's like 1 hour.
We met up with our guide in Cozumel and put a plan together for the afternoon. Ernie Harker, Extreme Tourist host. Good to meet you. Wendy and I love traveling together, but sometimes it's good to just go our separate ways. I love scuba diving, and Wendy wants to go shopping. So we'll be back in a couple hours. In the everyday bustle of life, it's easy to lose track of what's most important. Wendy and I talked about our children and our life together over dinner, and what the future holds for us, together. The Mayan Riviera was magical in every sense of the word. The mysterious and wonderful Mayan ruins, the humble and gracious people, the breathtaking beauty and culture, the romance, the fun, the shopping, whatever you're into, I'm convinced you can find it all in one of the most popular vacation destinations in the world, Cancun. I'm Ernie Harker, host of Extreme Tourist, and I'm telling you, you need a vacation.
Mayas believe that when they died, they have to go through a journey, what they call or believe the underworld and the upperworld.
Check out this iguana I just saw on the side of the road. Oh crap.
No one really knows for sure what this really means, but they believe that the Mayas think that they were 9 underworlds and 13 upperworlds. So when you died, you have to go through a journey. A journey that some people says that the journey was these underworld rivers, that there were several rivers to cross, and then finally it begins your 13 upperworlds. To make this thing easy to understand, let's call this underworld hells and the upperworld heavens. So when you die, you have to go to those hells and heavens and reach a life after death at the end of the journey.
It's just hard to get over the scope of this place.
If I'm a high priest or a ruler in Chichen Itza, they already built it for me a pyramid that looks quite similar like that one. That would be my tomb. They already did also carving. But then I also previously, before that happened, I already chose 7 of these girls, right? Those 7 would come with me.
I mean, it looks big, but you can keep on walking toward it, and it still stays far away, 100 yards away.
They have the privilege. It's an honor for them to be chosen among many other ones I didn't choose. So when I die, they're going to put them inside of this coffin. 7 of them will come with me, and they will face their fate, right? So you guys will seal this building. We all remain right there, and we all begin our journey together.
Already, yeah, 30 feet high.
Let's go. We almost finished. One more building.
And the catfish told him, but she could never hold him. She's just like that fisherman's fly.
Wait, it's been recording this whole time.